It's a war of words between the two frontrunners in the race for the White House. But Donald Trump's off-color comments about Hillary Clinton tonight sparking another chorus of accusations that the billionaire mogul's rhetoric is demeaning to women. So did Trump cross the line, or is he still the Teflon Don?
I know where she went. It's disgusting. I don't want to talk about it. No, it's too disgusting.
At a rousing campaign rally last night, it was classic Trump.
They had to start the debate without her.
The target this time, Hillary Clinton, who was late getting back from the bathroom at Saturday's debate.
Sorry.
It's disgusting. I don't want to talk about it.
But he soon veered from toilet humor to a lewd sex act to describe Clinton losing the nomination in 2008 to then-Senator Obama.
She was favored to win, and she got... She lost. She lost.
The word Trump used is too graphic for us to air. It's a Yiddish term which as a noun means male genitalia. But according to Urban Dictionary, as a verb, it means a sexually degrading act. Hillary Clinton's campaign reacting with a forceful tweet saying, quote, "We are not responding to Trump, but everyone who understands the humiliation this degrading language inflicts on all women should. Hashtag I'm with her." Late today at a town hall, Clinton simply said this.
We shouldn't let anybody bully his way into the presidency because that is not who we are as Americans.
You've called women you don't like fat pigs.
It's far from the first time Trump has insulted women in his no-holds-barred campaign.
Only Rosie O'Donnell.
There was this heated exchange at a Republican debate with Fox News' Megyn Kelly.
And honestly, Megyn, if you don't like it, I'm sorry.
Trump later insulted Kelly on CNN with comments some felt were aimed at menstruation.
Gets out and she starts asking me all sorts of ridiculous questions. And, you could see there was blood coming out of her eyes, blood coming out of her wherever. But she was, in my opinion, she was off base.
And then there's the time he maligned Fiorina on the basis of her looks in a Rolling Stone interview, saying, "Look at that face. Would anyone vote for that? Can you imagine that? The face of our next president?"
She got... She lost.
But it's that derogatory word at last night's rally making headlines today. So we sat down with three women with different backgrounds to gauge the reaction.
It's the mark of a man who, I believe, has no respect for women whatsoever.
Donna Brazil is vice chair of the Democratic National Committee.
Women, no matter, regardless of your party affiliation, I think we need to speak up.
Erica Suter blogs on a site read by millions of young moms.
All of those things are some things that parents would never want their children to say. So we see a lot of people worried about, well, is this a role model for our kids? We have to worry about this throughout the candidacy.
And Paula Johnson is the co-chair for the Women's Coalition for Trump up in New Hampshire.
I don't think he's insulting to women. I think there's a lot of women out there that are very insulting to other women and to men out there.
But that doesn't necessarily excuse using comments that are vulgar or insulting.
I listen to the way people talk to people now in this country, and there is no respect for anybody in this country anymore. I don't think what Mr. Trump was saying was vulgar at all.
Meanwhile, Trump's fellow Republicans didn't exactly rally behind him.
I'm going to let Donald Trump speak for himself. I'm going to speak for myself.
Jeb Bush in New Hampshire today trying to brush off the remarks, taking issue instead with Clinton.
She's great at being the victim. This will enhance her victimology status. This is what she loves doing. Trump is not going to be president because he says these things. It turns people off. For crying out loud, we're 2 days before Christmas. Lighten up, man.
This morning, in a Boston Herald radio interview, Carly Fiorina would not respond directly to Trump's comments, but says she, too, has felt the sting of men lashing out at powerful women.
I have been called several B words. I was introduced by my boss as our token bimbo.
Oh, my God.
Way,
can you imagine?
We cannot have candidates who insult women beat Hillary Clinton.
Standing by his words, Trump tonight tweeting that what he said was not vulgar and that it meant beaten badly, adding that it was an often used word in politics.
And I think the Republican Party will have to take this on at some point. They're caught between a rock and a hard place. They want Donald Trump's vigor, but they don't want his vulgarity.
And questions now lingering about how this latest comment might impact his run for the nomination. The latest national poll shows Trump maintaining his lead with 28% of GOP voters. But 6 out of every 10 women voters polled say they would be embarrassed to have Donald Trump as their commander-in-chief. But some women, like Paula Johnson, point to the female executives in Trump's ranks and pledge their unwavering support.
Would you honestly say that you're proud of his comments towards women?
I don't think he's degrading to women at all. Not at all. If I thought he was, I would not be on his campaign.
And she's not the only woman in Trump's life defending his treatment of women. His wife, Melania, explaining his string of comments to our Barbara Walters.
You know your husband has come under fire here and there for making disparaging remarks about women. Does this bother you?
It doesn't bother me. He treats everybody the same. He talked about men as well, not about the women only. Maybe they just go into a little bit more details when he says something about women.
Perhaps he is respectful to women who are not challenging him for the nomination, but there's nothing in his record. His record is a presidential candidate that leads me to believe that he respects women.
Trump, of course, believes that women are better off with him as commander-in-chief.
You have sometimes offended women, Latinos, veterans. How can you unify the country when you make these divisive statements?
Women respect me, they like me, and they know I'm going to take care of them. I'm going to protect them.
Most recently, Clinton has been challenging Trump, saying his anti-Muslim statements are fueling ISIS recruitment.
They are going to people showing videos of Donald Trump insulting Islam and Muslims in order to recruit more radical jihadists.
But Trump's firing back once again from his rally last night.
She's terrible. Donald Trump is on video, and ISIS is using him on the video to recruit. And it turned out to be a lie.
How's it going?
In an interview with my colleague John Carl for Sundays This Week, Trump stood firm, saying there is no evidence of ISIS using his videos for recruiting.
The argument that she's making beyond the video is that your words are being broadcast throughout the Arab world, and why? I mean, is there any doubt that ISIS would use what you're saying about Muslims?
But there is no argument beyond the video. They are using lots of things, I imagine, to recruit, but they didn't use me on a video.
Today, the former Secretary of State doubling down and slamming Trump again for what she says is dangerous rhetoric being re-aired on Arabic television.
If you go on Arabic television, as we have, and you look at what is being blasted out, it is playing into the hands of the violent jihadists.
All of this just may be the last headline from Trump heading into the Christmas holiday, but he'll be back on the trail come Monday. Remember, there's just 40 days left until the Iowa caucuses, where perhaps his fate among the Republican Party will begin to be decided.
Donald Trump is playing the game that he understands very well, which is to entertain and to insult and to treat this like it's a reality TV show. And it's not. It's the presidency of the United States.